Good morning, guys. It is a loud morning here at the homestead. The chickens are going crazy. So they're all squawking a lot. There's Lav, and the rest are in the hen house, which is kind of weird in the morning. Normally they're out and about running around here. So let's go over here and see what's going on. I have a weird feeling just because I've never heard them be this loud. Let's see what's happening. Hey girls. Look at Red. Look at Gucci. Wait, what's... Oh, there's an egg. There's two. We got our first eggs at the homestead. Look at this beautiful egg. Oh my God. I cannot believe it actually happened. It's only been 19 or 20 weeks, and I think we all remember what it was like to raise these chicks. In fact, why don't we take a little trip back in time and look at the journey. They're here, guys. Oh my God. Look at these guys, girls. Oh, so cute.
So these are two of your precious little ones.
Oh
this
my
one's
God.
the Rhode Island.
Oh, that buff is so
Your
cute.
Love.
What a cute little girl.
And then your cream leg bar.
Oh.
Always looks.
Like I said, it's been a day or two. I'm slowly trying to train them to make their way into the nesting box to lay. So let's pop this down. Honestly, I love this feature of the coop. And would you look, oh, no. Don't eat it. So I'm gonna harvest these eggs right now. So I'll say this. I put one of these in that spot because I want them to believe, hey, what are you doing? You getting excited? Okay, you're gonna be in there for a while. So what I am trying to do is train them to actually lay in the nesting box. We'll flip around the side and I'll show you what's going on, but I would say half the time they're not laying in the nesting box. So there's a couple ways to do that. Way number one is just, like I just said, put the egg there, let them know it's safe. Number two is put something like a golf ball there or like a stone or something like that, just to make them know that this nesting box is a safe place for them to lay. Because I'll be honest with you, if we come around here and you unhook this area, let's open it up, they're just randomly laying in the hen house. And that's not been great. So they'll just be a little hole, and then there'll be an egg just sitting right there. And so they're getting a little antsy right now. Maybe they are starting to rev up for eggs round 2 in the morning. But I was raking through this bedding and I found eggs just randomly. I don't want that. I want the eggs to be in the nesting box. In fact, these 3 I got today. I should have 4 because I've already calculated there are 4 laying hens. Now it's up to you which ones they are, but I think you have a clue with our silver lace Wyandotte just making all that crazy noise and hanging out in the nesting box. I'm also noticing Rufio over here is investigating the nesting box. The only 2 I have not seen show any interest in those boxes are our Orpingtons, Lav right here, and Butta, the buff Orpington. So if it's my guess, I would say it's Gucci and Silver, our Wyandottes, our Cream Leg Bar Rufio, as well as our Rhode Island Red Lobster. Something else I've noticed is that they've in general become a little bit more likely to allow me to pick them up. Lav here is just kind of chilling these days, which is nice. I felt like I lost them in their teenage years and they're back in these mother hen phase of their life. So there's a couple things that we have to change in here. We're switching the bedding over. It's a mix of pine shavings and industrial hemp. I want to move this more towards full industrial hemp. But then the other thing that's the big change is in the nesting box, we put some of these liners in, which is basically like a stringy type of fiber. They like long fibers. They don't ideally probably want bedding in there. They want something that they can kind of scratch around and find like a nice little depression where they can sit on that egg. And so we'll leave a link in the video description for those. But let's pop in the actual coop and talk about a couple other changes now that these hens are starting to lay. Go ahead, Lav. So here in the coop, there's not a whole lot to change except for the fact that we do have to change their feed. We've been using a feed from a company called Grubblies, and it's the baby chicks feed that does not have calcium in it. It has a couple different things in. But now that they're laying eggs, the eggshell, of course, made up of mostly calcium, I believe, at least. And so in the CoopWorks feeder, it's not gonna look different, but we've already swapped this feed out to a laying style feed. So in here, what does that mean? That means that this little feed here has a lot more calcium. It's gonna be very important for the formation of eggs, but while they are not laying, you actually don't want to give them that feed. That's why you've got this baby chick feed and this larger layer feed. They're a little excited. They probably need some more feed. So why don't we grab a bag and toss it in? So here we have the two types of feed. Again, it's from a company called Grubbly Farms. Not a sponsored thing or anything like that, but to be honest with you, we would love to carry you in the store Grubbly or work with you in some way because this feed has been really fantastic. So you can see the little Pex crumbles, obviously for baby chicks. And then we have the fresh Pex pellets. It's actually quite a different look to the feed. It looks like there's a little more grain inside this feed. I'm not quite sure the exact breakdown. I could read it off for you. Yeah, there's 3% minimum, 4% maximum calcium by volume, which is not present on the back of this one, which is exactly what I'm talking about. The thing I love about the Coopworks feeder is this is a pretty significant bag of feed here. We didn't even fill up halfway up the feeder here. It just takes so much volume. Now, I'm gonna do something that I probably shouldn't do, but otherwise this is just a totally wasted bag. I know 2 of my hens aren't laying yet, so I think if I cut in a little of the little Pex, it's not gonna do a lot of damage here, and I wanna make sure that I use this bag and don't put it to waste. So if you take a look at this feed, it's obviously much different. It's a lot more fine-grained, and so I think that's the primary difference here, and there's also almost no calcium in it, 0.60%. I'll come in later, kind of mix that together, won't be a big deal. Now we gotta go inside and cook our very first egg. So I have 9 eggs collected, guys, and let me show you something that I didn't know about eggs. I was in New Zealand, I was traveling, I walked into a grocery store and I saw flat upon flat of eggs just stored right there, no refrigeration whatsoever. I was really confused. I said, how can you do that? Aren't they gonna go bad? I said, no, I mean, if you don't wash them, you can store them out just like this for quite some time, which is exactly what I've been doing. So I wanna get like a little fresh eggs, little cabinet or something like that. But for now, why don't we cook up together just 1 egg. We'll keep it very simple, the preparation, and we'll put it perhaps on a sliced tomato just to see exactly how this egg tastes. Just doing like an over easy egg on a bit of sliced salted tomato. Here's the moment of truth, guys. Let's see what that yolk looks like. Pretty bright yellow, kind of like a faint bright yellow yolk there. Not quite that deep orange that you want. I'm pretty sure that's gonna come in time as their diet varies, but doesn't look weird. Looks totally normal. With a little bit of that right off the, well, I'll just give it a crack. I'm literally making this up. I don't actually know how to cook that well, but this is what's worked for me. So I'm gonna come under and give it a quick, just like that. Give it a quick flip. Looks pretty good to me. So any comments you guys have on what I should really be doing with the massive amount of eggs I should be getting, I think I'll get about 2 dozen a week at some point soon. Please let me know, because look, I'm trying to get healthier, I'm trying to eat well, trying to eat these eggs, and I'm gonna need some recipes, because I don't know how many times I'm gonna be able to eat the same thing over and over and over again. Flip it back. There's the moment of truth. See if I got the over easy. Looks like I did. Let's give it that smell. Nice and fresh. Quite good, quite good. I mean, it is an egg that's just over easy. There's only so much you can do, but let's try this. This I know to be a fantastic flavor combination. A nice slab of a slicing tomato and a little piece of egg. Here you go, and the tomato has the salt. That's really good. We're starting to get to this point on the homestead, guys, where much of what's on the plate is gonna start being 100% generated here. And actually some of my plans is to learn how to hunt and fish better so I can actually source most of my proteins in a more ethical way and also in a way that is much more local. So something I'm really excited about. Please let me know what I should be doing with all my eggs and any stories you guys have of your first eggs. I'd love to know down in the comments. Until next time, good luck in the garden and keep on growing.